Hi, my name's Jillian Fordyce. I live in the Mackenzie Basin. I've been involved in the farming sector for the last 12 years. I have a son who's a contract milker in Canterbury and a stepdaughter who's a dairy farmer in the Bay of Plenty. So I have some understanding of both the challenges and the opportunities that we can face within our farming sector. I work as a facilitator for Blueprint for Learning, and I work as a clinician in a variety of roles and have done for many, many years. There's a common thread when I'm working with farmers, and that is talking about things like stress and work-life balance. And sometimes we talk about stress really easily, other times we gloss over it. And the problem is that if we don't address the impact of stress, then that can lead to either a physical illness, a mental illness, or sometimes, in fact, it can lead to both. So as human beings, we're really skilled at wearing a mask and hiding what's really going on for us. We can function, make out that our worlds are fine when in fact we're really struggling. But we're too scared to let people know what's going on for us. And sometimes the reason for that is around stigma and discrimination. That can prevent us from talking about it because we're worried that it might impact on us negatively, on how people may judge us or on our futures. But stress is our internal response to external events. It's what our mind and our body experience as we adapt to a continually changing environment. And not all stress is negative. Stress can be positive, things like starting a new job, having a baby, achieving a goal. And we need a certain amount of stress just to motivate us to do the everyday things that we do. Things like paying the bills, going to work, our family commitments, our hobbies, our sports, participating in our communities. This is what we call our ambient stress, the things that we can control. But then we experience our major life events, and these are the things that we can't control. Things like the weather, drought, flooding, sickness, loss of income, the aftermath of the pandemic. This is where we can start to experience the negative effects of stress. And the problem is if we keep functioning within that, then that becomes our new normal. During the workshops that Blueprint run, we talk about a really simple model called the line of vulnerability. And this is how we maintain our well-being and how we recognise what is going on for us. So our line of vulnerability, keeping our line as high as possible, if you like, it could be like our tipping point. It's the what is the thing that it can often be a really small, simple thing which can tip us over our line of vulnerability. And that's when we lose perspective. We can have a really over-the-top reaction to sometimes, as I say, just a really, really simple thing. And it's looking at why are we stressed? What are the things that we can do differently? What are the changes that we can make? Because it's not rocket science. To maintain our well-being, it's simple things like getting adequate sleep, good nutrition, having some exercise, having some mindful rest, having some downtime and some time out. And all of these things help sustain us and maintain us. Because what happens if we go over our line of vulnerability for too long, as I said, that can lead to either a mental or a physical disorder, but it can also mean that we don't have perspective, and we're also missing out on sustaining our well-being, not just for ourselves, but also within our relationships. Another thing that we look at within the workshops is our flight, fright, and freeze response. And this is, again, it can become a state of hypervigilance where if we don't get rest, if we don't sustain, if we don't maintain, then that can impact. So we either fight whatever's going on, we run away from it, which is the flight, or we freeze to the point we just ignore it and we just hope that everything is going to go away. But that state of hypervigilance will again impact on our physical or our mental well-being. As farmers, we are busy, and at some times of year we are busier than others. But what I would encourage you to do is to look further on the site at the webinars that Blueprint offer. This is a 2.5-hour webinar. If you enroll during the field days, there is some discount with that. Or you may wish to look at enrolling in the MH101 full-day workshop. This can be a really good way, either way, for your teams to look at how do you improve your work-life balance, how do you improve your well-being, how do you gain some tools to support yourself and also those around you. It can be a really good team process. I hope that next year we are able to attend the field days face to face. I thank you for your time. Please take care out there, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.